So we've made it. We've navigated through the terminal. We learned how to edit a file in Vim. We learned how to edit our shell configuration and kind of what shells are. Now let's dive into, I won't say the meat and potatoes because I feel like that's a little way. Let's dive into the core of really what we want to do is we want to talk about servers today. So let's understand what is a server? And I want to talk about cloud computing. We're going to talk about a VPS. Let's talk about operating systems, which we touched on a little bit. And then we're going to talk about SSH, one of the coolest, most important things you probably don't know enough about. And we're also going to talk about hashing, because you can't talk about SSH without talking about hashing. All right, so what is a server? You've all heard of it, surely. It doesn't matter if you're, your first time using a computer, you've been doing this for 50 years. Everybody's heard of a server. So what is a server?
Program that is listening for inputs that may or may not come over the network.
Yeah, I like that.
Or even a computer that hosts an application that listens for inputs.
Yeah, I like that too. There's
Responds.
Yeah, in the chat.
A computer that serves content or serves a request.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody said the right answer. That's all it does. It serves a request. That's it. There's nothing magical about that. It's more of a concept than anything. But really, anything can be a server. Literally anything. My phone, my computer. If it's a computer, I can make it a server because I can just make the computer respond to some sort of formulated request. However, when we think about servers, we think dedicated hardware. And there's a lot of reasons why to have a dedicated hardware. Servers run on different chipsets than the ones we use in our computers. And that's for a variety of reasons, like virtualization, which we'll talk about when we get to cloud computing. Efficiency, they're generally more efficient than your home computers. But that's why a server chip can cost thousands of dollars versus that's how much my entire computer costs. Servers need to be available 100% of the time. So yeah, we're going to write, and the next exercise, we're going to write a home server here. Pretty simple. We're going to use Node. And you'll say, like, why can't we just do that? Why can't I build a web page based off of that? Well, what happens when you close your laptop and you go home for the day? Your web page goes down? Probably not a good idea. So when we think servers, we think dedicated hardware. It has to be available 100% of the time to other devices. These are kind of the rules of what makes a server versus what's just my machine responding to requests. So for this exercise, we're going to make a really simple server. We're even going to call it simple server. We're going to use Node.js, and it's going to be running on port 3000. And if you're like, I don't know how to make a server, Jim, don't worry. We're going to walk through this one together. I have all the code here. And this is all the code you need to create a server. Probably even less, because there's a console log in there we don't need the port. But, so OpenVI, create a file called simpleserver.js. And you can type all this out, and then I will type it out, and then we're going to learn how to run the server itself. We might need some Homebrew, we might need some Node.js, but it's all part of the fun.